Was squeaking, scampering otters. Welcome back to Monkey Boy's Toys, and welcome back to the sofa. Thanks very much for joining me again. Now it's just going to be a fairly quick one this week, just to show you guys some of the new arrivals into the Monkeyboy Nest. I've got a couple of pre-orders, another couple of figures that I've picked up for the collection, and two very kind gifts from a friend of the channel. So without any further ado, let's look at the first two items, which are the pre-orders that have come in. These actually came in last week, and this is Whiplash and King Randor from the MOTU Origins line. I just tilt the camera up a bit so you can see them. Excuse me. Right, so two very nice figures. The Whiplash figure is almost exactly the same face sculpt as the original was, so it's very difficult to tell them apart. The only real difference, obviously apart from the articulation, the only real difference is his tail, which I don't know if you can see in the bottom here, but his tail isn't actually attached to his back. It's sort of a two-piece thing. You clip it together, so that's a difference from the original. I do have an original example, but his tail has started to split, unfortunately, which did happen with the original figures. I'm not sure how rubbery this tail is. As you guys know, I don't open my Origins figures generally, so this one will be staying in the bubble. I'm not sure quite the consistency of his tail, but anyway, there's Whiplash, and then we've got King Randor here. He's looking pretty cool. His cape is rubbery, not soft goods, but he's a nice looking figure anyway. So yeah, there's those two that I've just sort of picked up. I'm still waiting on Leech and Mantenna and Snout Spout, so I still have those on pre-order, so I guess they'll be coming in at some point. Let's just remove Ewok's hair from the front of this package. So yeah, there's those two. Let's set those off to the back, and we'll have a look at two items that have been very kindly sent in to the channel by a good friend, Travels with Jason F, and he has sent in these little fellas. So we've got Snarf and a Burble. Let's have a look at the Burble first. I'm not sure if this guy had a name. I'm not too familiar with the Burbles. They were obviously well, they seem to be inspired by the Ewoks, and they were sort of robotic little bear creatures, and there were quite a few of them, and they sort of helped the Thundercats here and there. So we've got a nice Burble here. As I say, I don't know the name of this one. I will look that up. But yeah, he's really cool. So thanks for sending him in, Jason. I really like him. I'm not sure what this item is in his bag. Maybe it's some sort of, they look like they might be pineapples or something. But anyway, there's the little Burble. His arms do move, his legs do not move, and his head does move. So it's a little 3POA figure, but he's very nice. I wouldn't have picked one of these up ordinarily, so it's nice to have that in the collection. That was very thoughtful of Jason to send that in, so thank you for the Burble, Jason. We'll sit him just at the back here, and then we'll have a look at Snarf. Now this was another figure that I wasn't planning on picking up. I wasn't actually aware that this figure has or had as much articulation as it does. I thought this was a fairly rigid statue. I thought perhaps the head might move, but I didn't realise that the arms do actually move, the head moves, and more importantly, the tail moves. I didn't realise that was a feature of the toy. I thought the tail was sculpted on to the back of the figure, you know, as part of the figure. I didn't realise the tail was articulated, so that's a nice thing to find out. So yeah, we've got Snarf here. Now I guess Snarf was a bit like T-Bob in Mask. He wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but I'm really happy to have him in the collection, and the other Thundercats were very pleased to see him. So thank you so much, Jason. That's really kind. Thanks so much for sending those those items in. You didn't need to do that, but that's very kind of you, and I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And finally this week, we've got a couple of characters that I've just picked up for the collection because I didn't actually have them, and one of them was quite surprising that I didn't have, but we'll get to him in a moment. The first of the figures I picked up was Grislaw. Now when you find Grislaw sort of on eBay or on the secondary market, quite often his fur is in quite poor condition. It's either dirty or matted or whatever, so it can be tricky to find him in good condition, and also with the paint on his face in good condition as well. I don't know if you can see there, but his eyes and teeth are painted, and quite often they suffer with quite heavy paint wear. So this is quite a nice example, and his fur's in good condition, and he has his harness with the Horde emblem on the front there. So I thought this was quite a nice example, and I managed to get him for a very good price. And I don't want to pay the price for the MOTU Origins Grislaw because he's very expensive to buy him as a single carded release. So I figured I'd pick this guy up. So there's Grislaw. We might see him at some point in the videos. So we'll set him off to the back. And the last figure I picked up last week was Beastman. Now, many of you may be surprised that I didn't actually have an original Beastman in my collection, so I thought I'd pick this guy up. Now, he does very much suffer with paint wear on his face. It's very difficult to find an example with nice paint wear. This example that I picked up didn't have any accessories, so no chest armor, no armor, or a whip. But the main reason I picked this guy up because his face was in great condition. Quite often you'll find his nose is rubbed off, and the blue sort of tattoo markings on his cheeks have rubbed off, so it's very difficult to find him in good condition. So that's why I bought this figure. Because he was in good shape. This is the soft head version. There was a hard headed version available, but that wasn't as common. The soft head version is the most common version. I also did pick up a couple of bits of armor for him. First of all I picked up the original red armor for him, and this is an original piece. I should have said actually this figure is from 1981. It was Beastman was one of the first 7 characters that were released. In fact, I think he was in the first 4 characters that were released. You had He-Man, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, and Beastman. So he was one of the OG. So I have got this red armor for him, which was the original color he came with. I also did pick up a yellow version of his armor. Now this yellow armor was available in the weapons pack that you could buy separately, and it had this yellow chest piece and the yellow armbands that fit on the side there. So I thought I would just pick that up as to give him a bit of a option when it came to his wardrobe, but we'll just pop the original one on him at the moment. It just slips over his head quite easily, and then at the back this just sort of tucks into here, or it should do. It's a little bit fiddly, but there we go. Pop that into place there. I don't think I'm going to actually do it up any further than that because I don't want to stress the plastic, because remember this is sort of 40 years old now. But there's Beastman with his armour on. I might pick up his armbands at some point if I can find them at a reasonable price, but they tend to go for big money these days. So yeah, there's Beastman. So maybe Skeletor will have someone to give a good kicking to now and then. So yeah, there we go guys, that's the pickups for this week. Just a short video, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up and share it with any other scampering otters you may know. And yeah, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and leave a comment and let me know what you thought about this week's pickups. But until next time, I'm going to make like a shepherd and get the flock out of here. See you later. Bye.